Hello everybody and welcome back to Tungsten Tales and This Week in Darts, brand new series where we're going to be running through all the goings-ons in the world of darts. And of course this week the headlining act was the World Matchplay and Michael van Gerwen returning to winning ways, or continuing his winning ways as he put it, Premier League and now the World Matchplay champion. He's captured the two biggest majors of the year so far, adding to what is already a tremendous resume. And really, you have to say Michael van Gerwen right now would have to be considered as the best player in the world. Going price, we saw in that quarter and once again in that semi-final, played some unbelievable stuff. But Michael van Gerwen is getting the job done, and that final performance was something to behold. The amount of 180s he hit against a decent scorer in Gerwen price as well, and to hold on and the mental resilience to stay in that game was absolutely incredible. We're here from Michael van Gerwen now. Michael, you mentioned that dominant period that you had a few years ago. Do you feel like this is the start of seeing that again?
You've just got to look towards performances this year. No one produces better darts than me. I've won, don't get me wrong, two Pro Tours, 2 Euro Tours, 2 majors. The biggest majors this year. What do you want more? What do you put? You know what I mean? So I'm doing quite well. I know there's more in the tank, and I believe I can do better. I know that, but you still have to do it.
As well as the Matchplay champion, it's obviously the Phil Taylor Trophy as well. How much does that?
Yeah, of course. It's nice to win. The first time I can put my hands on the Phil Taylor Trophy, and that means a lot to me because I think Phil Taylor, what he did for darts, it's incredible. He's been the greatest in the sport all time. Not the best one, because that's me, but he's been the greatest.
Okay. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Now, whilst Michael van Gerwen and Gerwen Price were taking most of the plaudits, there were some really good runs for some players that you may not have expected to be there. Danny Noppert started the tournament at around 33-1 with most bookies, and he reached the semi-finals and probably one of the standout performers this week, looking to back up that UK Open win back in March in Minehead, of course. And you'd have to consider him now as one of the big names to reach those semi-finals and possibly reach the finals of the majors coming towards the end of the year. He's got a terrific scoring game when he finds it. Sometimes he doesn't quite get that first dart right, and it is a hindrance for him. But once he gets the first dart plumbing that treble right at the top of that treble 20 bed or treble 19 bed, he is a terrific scorer, and his biggest asset has got to be his finishing. Double top, double 10 as well. Danny Noppert is the man you're going to want to be there, along with the likes of James Wade and Gerwen Price, of course. Elsewhere, Nathan Aspinall, he had a great run. Nice to see him winning games on the stage again, and hopefully it'll be the resurgence of Nathan Aspinall. And we have to include Dimitri Vandenberg as well. There were some question marks maybe. He'd got those 2 World Series wins on TV, which I think had started the ball rolling. But at the start of the year, there were definitely question marks about his form. Obviously, left out of the Premier League and was very much in danger of dropping out the top 16. But he's sort of clawed onto that at the moment. And you feel like a semi-final run at the World Matchplay maybe will be what he needs. So let's hear a little bit from Dimitri now. The win 2 years ago was incredible. Would it back it up, winning it again, and really prove to people that you are an elite player?
I think I've already proved it. Last Premier League that I played, I showed that I can do everything against everybody, and they've got to show their best. Now, this year, I've stepped up. I'm better at that, especially the doubles. So, yeah, I'm taking chances. I want to have opportunities. I want to give my best, but right now, I want to go to my family.
Of course, it wasn't just the Betfred World Matchplay we saw this weekend. We also saw the Betfred Women's World Matchplay, and Fallon Sherrock crowned the first champion in that event. She had a scare in the opening round against Katie Sheldon. It came through 2 more tough ties, beating Eileen de Graaf in the final to secure that win on the famous Winter Garden stage. And get herself in the Grand Slam. We'll be seeing much more of Fallon Sherrock, I'm sure. Not the results we would have wanted for the likes of Lisa Ashton. Couldn't quite find her form up on that stage, but hopefully we'll be seeing plenty more of these type of events. We know there's going to be an expansion to the PDC Women's Series, and there's been a lot of talk about the possibility of a Women's World Championship. Is that something you'd like to see? Let me know. And rounding off with some of the WDF news from the weekend. Over in Asia at the Japan Open, there were wins for Paul Lim, a double success for Paul Lim, the Singapore slinger. Well, fantastic career he's had, and he's had to wait a long, long time for another victory in the WDF, but two come along at once, and Paul Lim is once again a champion. In the women's event, Mikuru Suzuki was victorious, missing from the Women's World Matchplay in Blackpool, got a win on the WDF circuit, and we hope to see her back at the WDF Championships and the Women's Series when the next events roll around. Over in New Zealand, at the New Zealand Open as well, Victoria Monaghan won the women's event, qualifying herself for the WDF World Championship. And big rig Ben Robb, a man you may have seen at the PDC World Championships, you may have seen him in the PDC World Cup of Darts also. He will now be in the 2023 version of the WDF Darts Championship. So a few more names to add to your lists there, and another great week in the world of darts. I'll be back next week to go over what we've got coming up. We've got Pro Tours on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, European Tour qualifiers as well, and I'm sure the WDF calendar will continue to roll on, and we'll hopefully have some more news for you next week. Thank you very much for watching.